Bullprog says, FYI, Hassan has been doing worse than apologia for groups like Hezbollah and Houthis in his reaction to Zionism. I mean, I don't know what he said, but I really don't care. To be honest, I find
That's the standard Emma take.
the like safe, cozy, rich white people in America picking apart the ideology of resistance.
Safe, cozy white people in America. Okay, she's talking about herself. Was she about to say ideology of resistance?
People in America picking apart the ideology of resistance groups.
Yep.
Like, there's nothing to me that makes me want to like scream more. It's the height of privilege.
You know what the biggest resistance group probably is in terms of like wants to resist and is like decently successful at it is arguably Zionism, right? You know, that's kind of like the whole point of Zionism is a resistance against the rest of the world. You know that one of the things that a lot of anti-Semitic, racist, spoiled white cunts like her do is when you go to Jews and you say, why can't you guys just leave the Middle East and like go back to where you're from? Ignoring the fact that most of them are from the Middle East, but she probably doesn't know that because she doesn't know much of anything, right? Why don't you go back to Europe or back to America? Because of stuff that's happening today, this is the reason why. Because a Jew will look at you. And also, I would have called a Jew a retard for saying this probably a year ago. Maybe 6 months ago, I would have said, you're fucking retarded, bro. Because a Jew will look at you and a Jew will say, well, you know, so you say go back to Europe, okay? We've had bad experiences in Europe. You say go back to America. You know, maybe America could be okay. I know that you guys don't like to talk about it very much, but the KKK hated more than just black people, okay? We kind of just want our own place to, like, chill, you know? No offense to you guys, but we just kind of want our own place to chill, right? This is the reason why, okay? It's because of this type of shit, right? Because at the end of the day, nobody will defend fucking Jewish people. They're outsiders culturally, okay? They like to hold on to their own religion. They kind of like to, you know, look out for their own people and everything because of this, like a response to a lot of other things. They don't feel like they're accepted well into countries that they go to, and they don't have like good institutional protections if shit gets wild. For another example, let's see the United Nations.
And it's just such Western chauvinism. So I support Hassan 100%. I think it's great that he had that Houthi kid on back in the day. And we should be understanding.
Oh, so he was a Houthi now, or was he not? It's always crazy that sometimes he is a Houthi and he isn't a Houthi.
More why Houthis, Hezbollah, all of these folks are resisting.
Oh, the Houthis and Hezbollah. Okay. By the way, if you're ever curious who hates Arabs more than anybody else, these people hate Arabs. They hate them. They hate them. You know why you know they hate them? It's because they support the biggest Arab murderers, okay? The biggest Arab slaughterers, all right? Which are people like Hezbollah, people like the Houthis, okay? These guys kill Arabs more than any other motherfucker in the world. There are ultra-Zionist Jews. Ben Giver, these people are seething in their settlement West Bank homes. Like, God, I wish I could kill as many Arabs as the Arabs do because they're so fucking good. And I wish I could get props for it from all these white people in the West, okay?
Yes,
and honestly, I'm like, that's what Klein is like, what he was saying.
The Matt Binder guy looks uncomfortable. Oh, that's because he's probably experiencing hands-free orgasm right now, so his face is kind of weird on it.
What he was saying there too, Ezra Klein, like this just like reflexive characterization of Palestinians or Arabs as just savages is disgusting, and it's widespread and shared on the Democratic and Republican side. And liberal Zionists are going to have to confront their own racism. They're unwilling to. You saw that in the Ezra Klein clip, but these are resistance groups, and picking apart what they believe. I mean, it's just it's
as if it hasn't been massively influenced by the colonial, divide and conquer strategy. We propped up religious
fundamentalist groups in the region for that very reason, so it could make it easier for people. And look, I love Bullprog. I mean, I'm not trying to pick on you, but it's just like.
But this is frustrating. And,
I disagree with the criticism of Hassan very strongly on this.
And the smearing of people on this front as terrorist sympathetic, as opposed to just fucking mature. I'm sorry, I love Bullprog too, but like this sort of thing that's going around, especially when fucking supporters of Israel want to talk about policing other people's ideology. Nah, fuck off.
Yeah.
Do you think that, I'm so curious what you're asking, do you think like ISIS was bad? I wonder what they would say. Do you think that ISIS was bad? I bet they would say, well, actually, we funded them. The only reason ISIS existed is because of Obama. I wonder what they would actually say if you asked them. Do you think Al-Qaeda was bad? What do you think about the Taliban? Hey, Destiny, relating to Arab identity and its relation to religion. My wife's family are all Coptic Christians from Egypt. They would never identify as Arab, while a majority of Muslim Egyptians do. How do I not blackpill myself on this shit when people just keep spewing these I'm better than you moral talking points and no facts? I don't know. I just don't know whether... I know why. It's just annoying. Why are we not deporting people that encourage and support terrorists? I don't give a fuck what they are resisting. If they are against America, we should not support them. I mean, there needs to be some kind of... we need to be able to talk about... we should be able to disagree with each other in here. It's just... I just don't like the lies. I don't like the lies. Just don't lie. Isn't the big question rather or not the total number of civilian casualties is worth the eradication of the obviously? But no, it's not. It's not worth it. That's not even worth. I would never talk about that anymore, and I won't. And if I do, you should spam my chat. Destiny, you said you weren't going to talk about this. No, because it's because I'm shortcutting more conversations because I'm trying to get more to the point of things. This is why I stopped just signing peace going like, don't take this argument seriously. That's not a real argument. That's a fake argument, right? It's just like the argument where people say in 1947 for Resolution 181, right? That's what it was, right? The reason why the Arabs were so mad was because the Palestinians were only getting, 40% of the land, even though 60%, was the total makeup or whatever, right? That doesn't matter. If it would have been 20% for the Jews, it would have been too much. If it would have been 10%, it would have been too much. If it would have been 5%, it would have been too much. That's bullshit, right? Same thing with the number of casualties. If there were only 10,000 civilian deaths in the war in Gaza, they would still say it's too many. If there were 5,000, they would say it's too many. If there were 1,000, they would say it's too many. When Israel did the targeted pager attack against Hezbollah, the one girl that died, that's too many. It's always too many. So don't ever play the game of like, well, wait, how many civilian? It's not worth it. They don't care. Again, they're not even arguing. They're not even pretending to argue. It's not even real. They're not real arguments. I see a lot of anti-Arab sentiment and anti-Muslim sentiment in the chat. Really? I'm not seeing it. It could be there, and I'm just not seeing it. I mean, you shouldn't hate on Arabs. You shouldn't hate on Muslims. You should be careful about people that are crazy about Islam. The same way that you are when people weaponize Christianity. It's an issue where the white college kids are more crazy than the actual people. Because I've said this a million times. Okay, the Arabs that are in the United States are so cool and so chill. Okay, we don't have like crazy terrorist attacks. We don't have, and by the way, the Arabs that live in Israel, who have the Palestinian Arabs that have the biggest reason in the world to want to do mass terrorisms and murders. Okay, they're fucking. Imagine if we had 80 million Arabs living in the United States. Okay, that's what it's like in Israel for Jewish people, right? What is it? 2 million Palestinian Arabs living in Israel, not the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, but Israel proper with Israeli citizenship, to 7 million Jewish people, and for the most part, they get along fine. There's not massive terrorisms every fucking day. Like, it's not an Arab problem. It's not even a Muslim or Islam, but then other people will fight the Sam Harris's, on ideology and shit. It is an ideology issue, but it's not just the people and it's not just the religion. It's this combination of ultra fucking retarded shit that like makes everything so stupid. LOL, except in that one Michigan town where they banned the rainbow flag. What is your point? I don't understand what the point is of you saying that. Are there Muslim people here that are really socially conservative? Sure. Conservatives in the United States want to get rid of gay marriage. Nationally. So I don't know what the fuck the point of that comparison is. Like, if I were to talk to Arabs in the United States in general, I'm probably going to be a lot more socially to the left, but they're not fucking terrorists. Also, there's more stealth explanations or accidental revealings of underlying thoughts that I'm picking up too. When conservatives say shit like, also, by the way, what an American take. Illegal immigrants are coming here to take advantage of our welfare. Motherfucker, it's the United States of America. What fucking welfare are you fucking talking about? What the fuck are you talking about there? What, that if you're dying in the street, you can get an ambulance ride to an ER? What the fuck? Also, is that, you think the only reason somebody would come to the United States of America, where you can be the best version of yourself, you have more opportunity than probably any other country in the world, you think people come here just for our welfare? How much do you hate your country to say that? True, Destiny, but it's always important to uphold the borders. Otherwise, we have no legal immigration. It's very, very bad to let laws be transgressed. I agree with you. I think borders are important. And if I was a conservative and if I cared about the borders, it would probably be the #1 issue that I would never vote for Trump on, because you guys don't care about borders. You don't care. You want open borders for the country, because when there was an opportunity to fix the border issue, you said, no, let's go ahead and not do anything and keep this open for the election. Which, you know what that means? Do you know what that means? You know what that tells me? It was never a big issue. Because you know what, honestly? It's probably not. Probably doesn't really impact the country that much at all. Because if it was something, if there was a knee on your fucking neck when it came to illegal immigration, you would be doing anything you could to alleviate that issue. But you didn't, because you don't give a fuck, because it probably doesn't impact you that much. You don't give a fuck. You don't care. You don't really see the impacts of it anywhere. And it doesn't at the end of the day affect you that much. Because if it did, you would have been so ass pained about Donald Trump shooting that bill down for it. So you don't give a fuck about it. You really don't. You don't care. I don't take any conservative seriously when they talk about the fucking border.